So here we are, first day of spring, and it's a beautiful day. It's the afternoon time at this stage, so I just wanted to capture a little bit of what's going on here, let you have a look around and see what I've been up to and see what has to be done as well. You can see the bulbs in the background there, don't they look smashing? Anyway, let me give you a tour. Some nice flowers, a few bits and pieces there. The chives are coming up very nicely now as well. I love the flowers and the chives. And they're hemerocallis. So these poor guys have been battered by the recent weather. The broad beans. I have more sown as well, but they've actually been battered. There's a rhubarb. Rhubarb city. This area really will get a good seeing to over the coming weeks. Strawberries now, interestingly, they are lovely big plants. They have been sort of plundered and plucked at, and a lot of the bark mulch has been picked on by the crows and that sort of thing, as they're looking for bits and pieces for their nests. And then I think they were picking away at the fresh foliage during the cold weather. Really what I want to do here is put a frame over the strawberries so to bring them on, so something that'll be somewhere about that height and then slope down towards the front a little bit, so it'll help just the strawberries come on just a little bit quicker. Look at that, garlic and onions having survived the 2 bouts of cold now, so I'm pretty happy with how they've actually gotten along. I have to say. And I took these guys back in. They were outdoors hardening off, but with the weather being so cold, I just took them inside the glass house store just to protect those lovely flowers. Some early potatoes, not as far advanced as the early ones, but they're still advanced. And you can see there's lovely chard, there's some cabbage, and there is some beetroot being grown for its foliage as well. Celery, grown in this container. You know, a little bit of early celery. So you can see what I did. This is compost from the compost heap, and then in the toilet roll tubes there's really good compost, and then I've popped chitted celery seed. Now I did find a couple of slugs roaming around, so there are some of these without seeds, and also important to remove those guys. So I'll chit some more seed and pop them in. Nice to see buds on the magnolia stellata, and right behind it you've got buds on the tulips. Now these are tulips that were sown about 5 years ago. I give them a liquid feed about once a week at this time of year, just to make sure they keep on flowering as best as possible, and then they're top dressed over, so it's kept very well. And the magnolia, so very happy that these guys are coming along even with all the weather. That's my soaking tray. So taking things outdoors, giving them a bit of air, giving them a bit of a soaking. There's some bacopa flowers. There's my potatoes. They were looking very limp. They were looking very poorly in the glass house with that cold weather, and because I haven't actually put them on, but it's for good reason. There's a little heater in there, so they're staying actually warm, but they need to go into that big ton bag. I'll show you now in a few minutes. So there's the 1 ton bag that I have, a third filled with compost, I'd say. Strawberries sort of bedded in there at the moment. This is the greenhouse as opposed to the glass house, so it's not heated. So that's why the potatoes haven't actually gone in here. Lots of dahlias uncovered, but normally having the cover with a bit of bubble wrap or a bit of fleece. But they've all to be potted now. There's those sweet pea. They're definitely shooting nicely. Some delphiniums, slugs love them, so that'll be interesting to see how we get on there, and a few other bits. So a couple of people were asking me how the carrots are getting on in their containers, so there you go. You can see they're growing away nicely, as are some weeds. So What I did was, this is compost from the compost heap, and then I put a core in the middle of it of really good compost, and then set the carrot seed into it. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can actually see weeds germinating. So I wonder, is by putting the soil in or the compost from compost heap in a clear bottle like this, with the sun shining, is that a way of sterilizing it, getting all those weeds to germinate? So this particular one had a little bit of an accident. Somebody knocked it over. So, and no, it wasn't me before you think. It wasn't me. So, just picking up those weeds as they come out. And so there they are. 3 carrots. Bit of novelty. They'll come along. Some of my... Let me pull that green. And there's some of my tomatoes. These are tomatoes that have been indoors in a heated tray. I've just left them. You can see they're reaching for the light, and that's fine. There is one of the pumpkin... No. There is one of the butternut squash seeds. Look at the leaf. Looks like a bit of mosaic virus on it. To keep or not to keep. There's some peppers, quite small, but you know what? I'm useless at peppers. Well, yeah, no, I'm not great at peppers, so at least they germinated. That's a good thing. And there is the start of the tomatoes. I've got about 5 or 6 other varieties I'm going to sow slightly later, but these guys are coming on. And here's the overwintering tomatoes in a sunny bay window, or patio doors I should say. And you can see that they're a lovely size now. They're, including their pots, which are quite tall, they're just about waist height, and they're growing away reasonably strongly. Now they did have whitefly coming out on them, so I have picked them off. So there's young tomatoes. Isn't that heartening to see? So, while there's a lot to do, now that the weather's warming up, we still have to be careful. Still plenty of frost about, so make sure you keep those plants protected. As always, thank you very much for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. Hello to new subscribers. Nice to meet you. And it's just a great time of year. It's just a really great time of year. I would think when we get into, you know, a couple more weeks, again to the start of April, like we will still have cold nights, but the worst of the worst will hopefully be over. So a lot of those plants that we're working on, you know, a lot of the seedlings and that are coming up, or seeds that we're going to be sowing for seedlings, will be great, because you know we're past the midpoint in March, start of spring officially. So let's see some spring weather if we can. Anyway, I have plenty of news and bits and pieces to tell you, but not for today. That's all for another day. In the meantime, have a good week. Enjoy yourselves. I hope you get a chance wherever you are to wear your gardening hats and other sun cream, and that would be great when we need sunglasses and sun cream and gardening hats. Anyway, in the meantime, look after yourselves. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and catch you soon. All the best. Bye. All the best. Bye.